Welcome to Screen Chat, live from the Media Hub on riotradio.ca. So,
we break down all things pop culture, from the hottest takes to the deepest cuts.
some things that are comic accurate shouldn't be on the TV.
From the latest Marvel blockbusters. I think we need an Amazing Spider-Man 3 before we get that, if that's the case.
Very true.
To DC's Darkest Nights, films that, like, how do you get Christopher Nolan to do superheroes and make something that good? And it was just number one.
And to galaxies far, far away. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin, all these characters who are mainstream, they have to not just take things at face value.
We got you covered. Plus, you never know who may join us. Well, we should put up the one, yeah.
It's that.
Looks a bit.
To tell us that.
Yeah, he literally did
used
tell
to
us
say
that.
I'm at flight.
These guys are trolling.
This is Screen Chat.
Pop culture, real talk.
And everything in between.
Live from the Media Hub
On riotradio.ca. Hello and welcome to Screen Chat. Today it's just me, as you can see. Justin's behind the scenes. And we are, as you can tell, we're talking about dinosaurs today. And I know it's a shock, but I really do enjoy dinosaurs. So I recently watched Jurassic World Rebirth. And if you go back and watch some other episodes, I was pretty hyped. And unfortunately, I will say, in my opinion, and this is an opinion of my own, I don't think if you enjoy the movie, you're wrong by any means. In my opinion, this is the worst dinosaur movie we have ever seen since Jurassic World Dominion. So they have a good track record. So this Jurassic World Rebirth, life found a way to get boring. Like, I was not very pleased with this movie at all. It killed me. So saw it by myself. So it's just, I'm the only critic right now for it. As you can see, I'm also wearing a Spinosaurus, the ugly Spinosaurus shirt. I really hate these things. So let's talk about it. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, spoilers, don't watch this episode. Go back and watch it, and then come back and watch this. I'd rather you get the experience without me putting any shade on it at all. So we also have Deadpool. Dinosaur he's not in the movie. You won't see him, but I did just want to mention that. So I'm going to kind of just dive into why I didn't like this movie. So we can look at the tree, we can look at the poster. So this poster looks amazing. You've got Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, the paleontologist guy, I can't remember what the actor's name is, and then D-Rex. This shot never happens. So if you really thought this was like so cool, you're like, man, it's gonna be badass. We're gonna see this Rancor T-Rex that like mated with a beluga is gonna be like this cool monster. Yeah, you're not gonna see that. And then we have the next picture too, which is shows the Mutodon. So the two non-dinosaur dinosaurs you see in the movie. Mutodons are like a cross between a Pteranodon and a raptor. This shot never actually happens. I don't actually think we ever see the raptor. I'm gonna put my arm over here. The raptor in the incubator or in like the formaldehyde. I don't think we ever actually see that in the movie, unless I like blacked out halfway through the movie. This shot never happens. So let's kind of dive into it. Okay, so why didn't I like this movie? In short, I'm a wannabe paleontologist. I really love dinosaurs. I know it's hard to tell. But this one was the farthest divorced from any reality we've had in any movies. Now, of course, it's all sci-fi. It's fantasy. It doesn't have to be accurate. But to me, as I learn more about accuracies and I start to love real dinosaurs more, I find it harder to like this. My excuse for liking Jurassic World was because the Indominus Rex it's a monster. They called it a monster. It's not a dinosaur. It's mixed with cuttlefish DNA. It's mixed with raptor DNA, T-Rex DNA. Like, it's all these things. It's super intelligent. It has a biogenetic spine. That was cool. But then there was the inaccuracies that I really didn't like. And I'm not going to sit here and nitpick the inaccuracies. I'm going to try to talk about like the entire movie and why I didn't like it. So to kind of just talk about the movie, starts off, we're in Manhattan. I think it's Manhattan. This guy's driving his car. You kind of hear on the radio, oh yeah, actually, sorry, I'm going to rewind first of all. I'm jumping ahead. The start is 10 years ago. And you see this crazy facility. We don't actually know who it is. It could be Biosyn, it could be InGen, but they never actually talk about who it is. they're people wearing these like hazmat suits. You see like a Moododon with 2 heads in like a jar of formaldehyde. And this guy's eating a Snickers bar. So first of all, it's a highly like important lab. Why is this guy eating a Snickers bar? Like, okay, I get you have to have your lunch, but I guess like Snickers probably had to pay to have this guy in there. Like have this like the very much like Snickers sponsored by. So they're going in to see the D-Rex, and the guy just throws the trash on the ground, like just drops it. And then the trash kind of follows them through the facility. They go through a couple doors, and then it gets sucked into the motor of the door. And that's what starts the whole movie. That's how the whole facility gets shut down, is the door gets stuck, and then the D-Rex breaks out and ruins everything. And then, okay, fast forward 10 years. Manhattan, I think it is. You see like a Billy the Bronto, who's a Brontosaurus, who's like the last remaining Brontosaurus, is like dying in Manhattan. Kind of sad. If they're trying to tweak our sadness, like with the Brachiosaur from like Jurassic World 2, didn't happen. I was like, I don't care who this guy is. Like, I've never seen this Brontosaurus in my life. So the whole premise is this company, which I think it's called, I gotta find it's in my notes, one moment. This company, it's called Parker Genetics. Now, Parker Genetics wants to extract living DNA from dinosaurs for a pharmacological idea. So the idea is that dinosaurs have really big hearts, and they don't get heart disease because they have really big hearts. So if we just take the blood from these dinosaurs, we'll cure heart disease. I got a bit of issues with that too. They call dinosaurs. Mosasaurus is not a dinosaur. It's a swimming reptile. Quetzalcoatlus isn't a dinosaur. Mosasaurus is a marine reptile. Quetzalcoatlus is a flying reptile. Not dinosaurs. Yeah, okay, yeah. Not many people know that. That's fine. I don't care. Like, for me, I don't really care. That was like a big issue. But the mosasaur also doubled in size almost. Like, it got a lot bigger for no reason. And that's not really how that would work. And Quetzalcoatluses didn't act like Quetzalcoatluses. Like, of course, dinosaurs don't act like dinosaurs. If you read the books, obviously, they don't really act like dinosaurs at all. The books are really different. The dinosaurs have, like, migratory patterns, and they have bigger issues there. But that book was written in, like, the 90s, and now this is 2025, and we know a lot more about dinosaurs. You know it's a bad idea when the writer and directors say we don't know how to continue the storyline from Jurassic World Dominion. Like, they had no idea how to keep dinosaurs living with us. So, their idea is that there's an epidemic, like a natural cause that just kills off all the dinosaurs. The climate is bad, and it's not good for dinosaurs, and they get naturally sick and die. So now the equator, all around the Earth, is the best spot for them. Not a bad concept, except for the fact that the equator isn't even close to what their habitat would have been like during the age of dinosaurs. So that's a bigger issue. Now, I did say this was kind of cool though. The dinosaur epidemic, so in the original book, they have like a lysine dependency, and the lysine deficiency, if they don't get these injections through their food, they'll just die. Of course, in the book, if you haven't read the book, again, spoiler alert, the lysine deficiencies get bred out as they keep making more babies, and now the new ones don't need that deficiency, or don't have that deficiency, so it changes things, but I thought it was kind of cool, a callback. Scarlett Johansson's character, this like ex-covert ops, special ops character with a crazy background. We have no idea who she is, never seen her before. Her mom just died of heart disease. So that's why she's really into this, and she's getting paid a lot too. So then they go, the Parker Genetics scientist, who I don't care for his name, I don't care about his name, I don't remember his name. So Scarlett Johansson's character and him go to this, I guess you want to call it a museum. It's being shut down because who needs museums when dinosaurs are alive now? Which I think is a really stupid concept too. Like, you can go on safari and see lions, but I'd rather go to the zoo and see lions because it's a lot different. So like, if you're going to see real dinosaurs, or you want to look at paleontology, they still died. They're still there. Like, if the concept of like bringing a polar bear to the Oshawa Zoo is going to make me never want to go see a polar bear on TV, like, that's not really how that works. So that was a bigger issue. Also, the paleontologist is probably one of the worst paleontologists I've ever seen. He's just like, yeah, I'll get paid to do this. I want to go see dinosaurs. Also, it's very illegal to go to this island as well. So Parker Genetics is like, we'll just go. It's no issues. We can afford it. And then they got to make the crew. So they go get Mahershala Ali's character, and he has a crew. This French guy who speaks English once, but he's French. So I'm like, okay, that's a little rough. and then his girlfriend, who I don't think I ever heard her name. And then you get this other guy who's he's the badass of the group. He knows how to use guns. Because apparently none of these Spec Ops people know how to use guns, which is also an issue. So they go to hunt the Mosasaur down. Because the Mosasaur is first on the list. Mosasaur's in the ocean. That's cool. I like Mosasaur. Mosasaur's cool. Now we're in the ocean. And with that comes my first major issue. And you think it wasn't bad. Like I got 7 pages of notes. Now it's all bad. Like I will say again, if you enjoy the movie, enjoy it. Dinosaurs are for everybody. I'm not here to gatekeep dinosaurs. I'm not here to say that dinosaurs, like, you know, if it's a movie about dinosaurs, 65. Let's say like that. It was a dinosaur movie. No dinosaurs really in that movie. That's fine. I still enjoyed it. So to short form all this thing, Spinosaurus, as you can see, Spinosaurus, one of my favorite dinosaurs as a kid, and still to this day one of my favorite dinosaurs. Every time we learn more about their fossils, paleontologists ruin Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3, really cool. Spinosaurus in Jurassic World 4, really dumb looking. They're like if a walrus and a Spinosaurus had a baby. They're fatty, they have like, their skin hangs off them. You can see on the shirt, like they look sickly. And that's not how they would work. Also, just a nitpick, these spikes on the dorsal fin, or on the spine, we have no evidence of that at all. So let's talk about like why they're in the ocean. Spinosauruses would never be in the ocean. They were a semi-aquatic. They lived in rivers, lakes, or swamps. Never in the ocean. We found them in Africa. We found them in all these areas that are, at that time, a river system. So the Spinosaurus is actively hunting in packs, also being in the ocean. There is no paleontological evidence for that. Yes, you can say, hey, it's a movie. Get over it, man. And like, yeah, okay, but there are inaccuracies when it comes to dinosaurs, and then there's inaccuracies when it comes to like mutants or like things they've made. If the raptors that they filled the DNA holes with toads and other amphibians go rogue, that's fine. That's not a raptor. It's a mutant. Yes, you can say that these Spinosauruses are mutants, but their entire way they act is totally different. So the Spinosauruses are keeping up with boats. They're not motor propelled. They don't have like a little like single stroke engine on the back. They can just like fire that up and go. They are dinosaurs. They don't swim 40 knots. And that was like, I'm like, again, if you don't look at it, it's like, oh, it's really cool. It is really cool. It looked cool, but they've also made the Spinosauruses look stupid. And the fact that they were like super speedy dinosaurs makes no sense either. The Mosasaurus, I've talked about it before. It's Mosasaurus hoffmanni, which is again one of my favorite marine reptiles. That, funny enough, Mosasaurus hoffmanni was the largest species, and unfortunately, when the Allies bombed Berlin in the World War II, we lost a ton of fossils. And one of the best Mosasaurus hoffmanni fossils was held in I think it was the Munich Museum. So that's gone now, unfortunately. So we get up to 14 to 17 meters. That's, looking at 46 to 56 feet long. About as long as a T-Rex or a city bus. Looks pretty cool. This one's like, I think they put it at 80 feet, so it's already 30% bigger. It also gets bigger in this one. So this one that takes down a ship and fights whales is also like 30 extra feet. So it's 30 plus meters. So it's even bigger than before. So the Mosasaurus has just grown indefinitely, which makes no sense. Yeah, it's okay, it's cool. It's supposed to be, they do say that it's the same Mosasaur they found, that it's from the original island. The original Mosasaur is blue and kind of white. This one was green. So I'm not saying like it isn't the same one, but like it changed color. And why would it do that? So that was kind of like my issue for that. They are relatives of like monitor lizards. Like you go way back when like lizards were first evolving with dinosaurs, or I guess way back when dinosaurs were taking over the land. Lizards jumped into the water and became mosasaurs. And that, yeah, cool, but they don't grow that fast in 10 years. And they also hit a cap. At like 10 to 15 years, they're not growing anymore. They're done. So yeah, I'm nitpicking as well, but again, like I love the mosasaur and it really kills me. So let's talk about the D-Rex. And I'm kind of jumping all over the place because I'm just trying to talk about well, okay, let's go back actually. I'll finish my thought on this. So then we meet this family. And this family I cared not for in the slightest. If you know me, if you've heard me, I'm not a huge fan of like children in books, movies, when they're the main character, because children make mistakes. I'm not saying adults don't, but children make really dumb mistakes. And for once, I actually didn't mind the kids in this movie because they didn't do anything. They were just there. So This family's going across the ocean, and somehow they accidentally sailed within the area that you're not allowed to go. Which again, if you they have a radio, so the radio would be telling them like, "Hey, boat number blah blah blah. This is the U.S. Coast Guard. You are in wrong waters. Turn around or move away." But no, apparently there's no Coast Guard because why would you have a Coast Guard in a restricted area? Okay, and for some reason they're 30 miles off of the island, so the boat gets attacked by the mosasaur. They see Spinosauruses. Spinosauruses don't even do anything. They're just kind of there. Boat gets attacked by the mosasaur. The mosasaur tips the boat over. Doesn't try to eat them. That's just it. It just leaves. It's like, all right, peace. That was, it's like the orcas attacking yachts. I think they may have taken that idea. Orcas did it first. So then the mosasaur just leaves. And then everyone's like, oh, it must have attacked because it thought you were a rival. You're a boat. Is a sperm whale going to attack a sailboat because it's like, that thing could eat my food? No. And sperm whales are intelligent. So the mosasaur is either idiotic or it has no idea what's going on. And this thing could eat whales. Why is it attacking a sailboat? Why is it not attacking the Spinosauruses it could eat for food? Some issues there. So Mahershala Ali's character, really hard hitting his child. And I'm not trying to be pedantic or trying to be rude about this, but he has a background where his kid died at a young age. And you mentioned that his wife and him, Carol Johansson mentions that the wife and him kind of had an issue and they've reconciled. You never see anything about this kid. You never hear about the wife. So he wants to help these people. Okay, I get that, but you're also a mercenary and you're here for money. So you're either a really, really bad mercenary or you need to retire. At that point, you're done. He goes and rescues the family. And instead of turning around because, hey, we're already at the island, so we rescued this family, let's just we'll take this child and this teenage daughter and her loser boyfriend who added nothing to everything. Every scene with him in it made me more upset to see him because he was just a waste of space. Also, the father was if I'm not a father, I'm that's fine. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if you were gonna have your daughter's loser boyfriend tell you how to run your ship, would you be okay with that? Would you just kind of roll over and be like, you'll be back next time. Don't worry about him. Just push him off the boat. He went missing at sea. Oops. Come on. So they get rescued. The daughter's trying to call for a distress signal because the Spinosauruses attack this armed boat. And by the way, no one brought guns. So no one brought guns. I do want to mention, backtrack. Before they rescued the family, they tagged the mosasaur. Tried to eat them. They tagged it. It just left. It just didn't care. It was like, all right, well, that was cool, guys. I'll catch you later. Mosasaur gets tagged. They get the blood. Moving on. Family gets rescued. They go back. Okay, we're gonna go back. Spinosaurs attack. They're like, okay, Spinosaurs, they won't chase us into the shallow water. It's not like they could just stand up in it. So we'll just go to the shallow water and they'll leave us alone. Which again makes no sense. That's like if you're being chased by a crocodile and you're like, hey, that crocodile was swimming in deep water. If we get to shallow water, it'll just leave us alone. It's not really how that works. Mosasaur attacks the boat. They get to shallow water. They crash the boat. They have no weapons. During the Mosasaur and Spinosaurus attack, the one mercenary who had a gun got eaten, and that was it. So now they have no guns whatsoever because, you're mercenaries. Why would you bring guns to a dinosaur island? Now they got to go try to find the Titanosaurs, which I thought looked really cool. They were brilliant. They were really stunning. I'm not going to pick the Titanosaurs. It was cool. Then they go through this whole thing. Titanosaurs get tagged. The family and them get separated during the Spinosaurus attack because the mean scientist who's trying to, Parker Jennings guy, let the daughter fall off the boat, and the dad dove. He broke his ankle. That doesn't really matter. His ankle will be broken, and his ankle will not be broken in some scenes. It doesn't, sometimes when he needs his ankle to be fine, it just is fine. And other times when his ankle's broken, he's like, oh, I need a cane. And then 2 seconds later, he'll throw the cane away. So, dealt with that. They tag the Titanosaurs. So cool. That's neat. They move on from that. See Quetzalcoatlus climb up a mountain. They go up around a mountain, climb down. They can't tag a Quetzalcoatlus parent because they're like a giant. They're a flying reptilian. I think they're called dinosaur F-22. Okay, yeah, it's kind of scary. Quetzalcoatlus is also gigantic in this one too. They were huge comparatively. They're as tall as a giraffe. I'm not saying giraffes are short, but it's nothing crazy. Deal with that. Then the French guy gets eaten. Also, the French guy's girlfriend got eaten by a Spinosaurus. Somehow the Spinosaurus snuck up on her and then just didn't try to eat anybody else. So they were really it was one of those band of thieves where they all get picked off one by one. So French guy gets eaten by the Quetzalcoatlus. Mahershala Ali's character and the scientists get away. Paleontologist falls all the way down the cliff. Should have died. Lands in the water. Scares some compies. Okay, whatever. Scarlett Johansson goes back. Oh, okay, we got the sample. Okay, we're all good. We're safe. So they have all 3 samples now. Tab over to the family. The family is trying to get a raft. There's a Dilophosaurus. So you see the Dilophosaurus for like a split second. I thought it was a cool callback, but like we're done with the Dilophosaurus, man. Like it never looked like that. It never will look like that. It was kind of a callback to the book where the Dilophosauruses were scared of the T-Rex. They look over, the T-Rex is snoozing. It just killed this Brontosaurus. Now it's sleeping. So this girl like inflates the raft. It wakes up the T-Rex. T-Rex has a drink of water. Then it sees this raft and he's like, "Ooh, I could eat a raft. I know I have an entire carcass next to me because I just killed and ate most of this thing, but there's food there. But I'm really hungry now too, so I'm going to eat these people for no reason." And so it chases them down this waterway. It's like swimming like a crocodile, which we know they can't. But that's taken from the book. The book scene was really cool. They escape the T-Rex. They're slowly making their way to the facility. So they're making their way to the facility. Both parties make it to the facility. They encounter Moododons, which are the cool pterodactyl raptor hybrids. There's a scene in the woods where Moododon eats a raptor, but that's the only raptor you ever see. There's 2 of them, actually, and the Moododon eats one of them, and then that's about it. The kid finds, like, a squirrel-like dinosaur that she just takes with her. So now she's bringing that home with her. So she's got a dinosaur coming back to live with people, which I thought we were done with. For some reason, the factory or the facility only turns on at night. I guess like a generator kicks on at night and it just turns on right at the D-Rex. D-Rex is really mad. Has a cool roar. It's kind of like Rexy's roar, but it's mixed. Does that. D-Rex wakes up. They call for a chopper. They finally get to the chopper and they fire for the chopper. The D-Rex takes the chopper and just crushes it, which was kind of cool. Chopper's down now. So how do we get off this island? Okay, we find a boat. We're going to take a boat. Well, you know how far away the island is from anyone? You're all gonna starve before you get back to civilization. So scientist gets eaten by the mean parkogenics guy gets eaten by the D-Rex, and they all escape, and that's that. There's a chase scene with a Moododon here and there. The mean scientist guy finds a gun that just works, and because no one else brought guns, so he's just in charge now, and no one tries to stop him. They get off the island. The D-Rex is kind of blocking them, so Mahershala Ali's character pulls a flare, and he's like, "Come and get me. He's like, get those kids out of here. You gotta save this family. Scarlett Johansson and paleontologist guy, get out of here. I'll sacrifice myself." And he runs into the woods, being chased by the D-Rex. He's like running through like deep water, so it's up to his waist. The D-Rex is like 80 times the size. It's just like walking behind him slowly. It's not trying to get him. It's just like, I'll catch you one day. Like, okay. Then the flare flickers out, and Scarlett Johansson's like, "No, he's dead, oh my god." And then all of a sudden, a flare fires off, and he's like, "Oh, look, he's alive." Why wouldn't the D-Rex go after that flare? Like, that flare fired at the boat. Why would he not just go after that flare? If he's attracted to light, the D-Rex would be like, "Hey, I'm going to follow this flare. Oh, here's everybody. I'll just eat you now." Like, that was probably one of the dumbest things about this. Or why didn't he just shoot the flare gun, and the D-Rex would chase the flare? Like, there's things that could happen that would make sense, and they just didn't. It's so poorly written. And, like, again, I cannot stress, if you enjoyed this movie, I'm not telling you can't. I just didn't like it. And that's my opinion. So, that's that. They get away. And it's pretty open. We don't know who built this facility. We don't know why they built this. Well, kind of against why we built this facility. They're making mutant dinosaurs. Is it InGen? Is it Biosyn? We're not entirely sure. Talk about D-Rex. I think the D-Rex was really cool. Some people hated it. I think it actually looked pretty cool. The director said, "Hey, it's supposed to be like a Rancor. Don't tell Star Wars," which is really dumb when you say that. If you're going to say that before the movie comes out and be like, "Hey, guys, we made this new dinosaur, and you might have seen Star Wars, and the Rancor looked really cool, so we're going to make a dinosaur like that. But don't tell the Star Wars guys." Like, are you trying to be funny? Because it's not. Like, we all got the idea that it looked like a Rancor. We got that pretty quick. We're like, Rancor is xenomorph, T-Rex, looks cool. Moving on. Like, it really just kind of feels like it insults the viewer when you say that. Biosyn, which isn't in this, but they're in the third movie. They were kind of like the original villains in Michael Crichton's. Biosyn and InGen, 2 like rival factions. Could this facility be Biosyn or InGen? No way to really know that. I think it's kind of cool. Biosyn and InGen both also, like, when they ended off Jurassic World Dominion, that was Biosyn. InGen was kind of done. Both companies could exist still. So are we going to see InGen come back? We see Biosyn come back. Either way, it'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind of just. I just really didn't enjoy the movie. Yeah,
I don't know, man. It killed me. Like, I thought the T-Rex raft scene was really cool. I really enjoyed that. The harvesting dinosaur DNA is from the Lost World novel, which I haven't read, but I did look up like Easter eggs. The dinosaurs acting different than they should makes sense in the sense that the original raptors had genetic defects that made them not act the exact same way. They had they were made to tailor-made to be different ways. The ones in the wild that had escaped and would live in the wild would act differently. That's what you could say. You know what, Eldin? The Spinosaurus is also they were tailor-made. Of course, they're going to be pack animals. They were made to be pack animals. Totally cool. Don't call them Spinosauruses then. Make up a new name. I don't care. Make a new D-Rex. Like Distortus Rex sounds cool. It's distorted. It's supposed to be mutated. The Mutodons are mutant pterodons mixed with raptors. I thought that was kind of cool. The Indominus, the Indoraptor, the Scorpio Rex. Those are all things that were made. They're hybrids, and I don't mind that. Like, it's okay. It's not a dinosaur. It's a monster, and that's kind of cool for me. So I'm not going to sit here and just tell and go through all the nitpick everything. I talked about why I didn't like it. I love Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3, and I love Jurassic World 1. Jurassic World 2 and 3 are not for me. You have these overarching schemes no matter. I hate saying this, but don't punch above your weight limit. You are a dinosaur horror genre. I don't care about human clones. I don't care about some random family that has to be saved. These are things that don't matter. It is dinosaurs. Show me dinosaurs fighting. Dominion was probably one of the worst ones I've ever seen because you had attack raptors that were genetically modified to attack by a whistle. Okay, sure. You had Gigantosaurus that was that the director was quoted as calling it the Joker of the Jurassic Park world. Who cares? It's a dinosaur. Are you making them intelligent? Yes, the raptors open doors. Okay. Raptors opening doors, yes, not very fun. It makes no sense. But hey man, that was kind of cool. And Jurassic World was so different. That was also in the 90s. The movie, the book were made so long before, and yes, we do certain things, but before, paleontologists kind of kept up. It makes sense that the first couple were really incorrect. But we're just learning more and more as we go. And when you make it less and less correct, I think dinosaurs are for everybody. You could be old, young, does not matter. Doesn't matter who you are. You can like dinosaurs. But I really hate to think of the new generation of kids being playing in the playground and they're oh, I'm going to be a Spinosaurus. I can only swim in the water. And it's well, okay, but we know Spinosaurus could do more. When I was a kid, Spinosaurus was this big apex predator. Now they kind of make them look like seals. Seals are cool, but not dinosaur seals. I don't care for that. So I hope you enjoyed this rant. If you go back and look at the Acolyte rant, I tried to keep this a lot shorter than the Acolyte rant, but unfortunately I really was disappointed with this movie. If you enjoyed it, nothing wrong with that. If you were going to watch it, I hope you enjoy it. Or if you want to watch it again, I hope you enjoy it. I don't know, man. Watching it by myself, if I had gone with friends, we usually laugh at that kind of stuff, but by myself, it just kind of got me upset. And realistically, the filmmakers don't care. They're making money off this. Will they make more? Probably. I can't see how they'll do it. I can't see how they're going to rehash the same storyline over and over and over again when we've already had it done, and this is now the 7th iteration. One comment I saw online was saying this is the Last Jedi of the Jurassic World series, and yeah, it is. This is the final nail in the coffin for me. I waited 2 weeks. Dan knew. That's the thing too. Dan knew. He kept saying, "Eldin, you haven't go watch it, man. You gotta go watch it. You're really gonna enjoy it." And he knew it was bad. He had read things. He knew. I have no idea why Rotten Tomato is so untrustworthy. Metacritic, so untrustworthy. All these places, you go back and we did an episode where we talked about how we don't trust any of these websites because of things they rate, especially for IGN. If you gave this a really high rating for how good, how visually stunning it looks, yes, 100%, this movie looks beautiful. Story, I'd give it a 2. They're oh, well, it's really cool. I'm yeah, but it's been done. We're going to an island full of dinosaurs. Okay, we've done it 3 to 4 times now. We need to get some DNA. Okay, then we did it the first one. And again, not for me. So like give it a 2. The dinosaurs that actually were dinosaurs, I can't think of even seeing one dinosaur that acted like it or was a real dinosaur. Like T-Rex, maybe. I looked online. Supposedly that's Rexy. I can't see how it's Rexy, because why would Rexy be on an island from 10 years ago when, like, supposedly Rexy was in the mountains of Dominion, and she was one of the ones who helped kill the Joker of the Jurassic World, the Gigantosaurus or Giganotosaurus. So again, if you enjoyed this movie, all the power to you. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope me ranting didn't ruin it for you. But obviously, I love dinosaurs. So with that being said, you've been watching Screen Chad. My name's Eldin Atkin. I have nothing else to say. So hopefully today, if you feel vindicated watching this, fantastic. If you're like, hey Eldin, you're wrong, I would love to hear why. Because again, I don't want to be like snooty about it. I don't want to be like, well, I like dinosaurs more than you, so you're not gonna like this movie. Like, no, that's not how it works. Like, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. So let me know. I would love to hear about it, and we'll catch you. Funny enough, if you're watching this live, we'll catch you in like an hour because Justin's going to do his Superman version. But if you're watching this later, check out the Superman episode 2. It'll be up soon. So with that being said, my name is Eldin Atkin. This has been Screen Chat. I will catch you next time live from the Media Hub on riotradio.ca.